What's going on, Nerd Nation? My name is Mac Taylor, here to talk to you about the final Phase 3 of Big Brother 3. What a season it's been so far. We've had, drama, romances, fights, peanut butter bikinis, and all sorts of fun stuff, and evictions. We're down to the final four, which is now Amy, Danielle, Lisa, and Jason. 3 females, 1 male, which, after having 3 girls in a row walk out the door, it's a pretty big stack, the deck on poor Jason, but Jason seems to be enjoying it. So they play a remaining house guest trivia HOH. Danielle wins. She's like, finally, I needed to win this HOH. This is an important HOH. And, I'm one step closer to me and Jason being the final 2. But she also feels like she needs to run damage control with Amy. I mean, they just took out Marcellus. And, they want to make sure Amy's not too upset at them. Just in case. She's a jury member. Everyone's a jury member, but it's important. Don't piss them off too badly. Lisa, however, she feels left in the dark. She did not vote to evict Marcella. She thought they were evicting Amy. She's like, shit, I'm kind of on my own here. It's Danielle and Jason against me and Amy, but Amy's not great when it comes to strategy or even competitions for the most part. And they have this thing. Everybody's going to get a 3-minute phone call and a $1,000 gift to send home. But they're offered up. Like, they'll take away everybody else's, but they'll give you, yours and money. Which is, they did this in Big Brother 2 as well. And everybody takes it except for Lisa. Because everybody's like, well, someone's going to take it. Which is right. Someone did take it. But, poor Lisa did not take it. But Amy ends up getting $10,000, and, to call home and all that stuff. And she ends up telling everybody, and it's not perceived well, especially Lisa. Lisa's very disappointed in the turn of events, which, understandably so. Poor Lisa was trying to be nice, and that did not really turn out too well. Jason talks a lot about being the last guy standing, and he's even kind of the servant of the women in the house. Like, he's kind of like doing things for them and being as nice as being Jason, basically. And they spend a lot of time on non-strategy stuff. But then they also get the 4-person table. We started out with a big 12-person table, then we got an 8-person table, and now a 4-person table, and it's like, wow, like, this game is crazy. We're still here. Who'd have thought we'd still be here? And Amy's like, I technically wasn't here for a little bit. And they play a food competition, which at this point in the game, I really don't like that there's still food competitions. There's only 4 people left. I really don't care about people being on peanut butter and jelly or whatever. Like, let's just get... The game is in the home stretch. Let's just let the game play out. So they end up getting every food item except for Mexican food and Indian food. Danielle makes her nominations, keeping in mind that there will be no veto. Marcellus had the final veto. So, whoever she nominates, in BB2 style, they're nominated. So she nominates Lisa and Amy, of course. Not going to nominate Jason. Jason also gets to be the deciding vote, which is pretty big. Danielle, she talks about, she's like, I was only loyal to Jason. I had to lie to everybody else, but Jason's my number one. Lisa, basically just trying to work over Jason, trying to make sure Jason keeps her. Basically, everybody is a lot more concerned with, they get to go back to their lives now. Like, the summer is almost over. It's not new and exciting anymore, you know? They get a stay on the surfboard luxury comp. And Amy and Jason, they get to go on a little boat cruise. Lisa, she's happy because A, she gets seasick, and B, she's gonna get some time alone with Danielle. Her and Danielle can really discuss Endgame here. And Amy gets sick on the boat anyway, so and it ends up not being a terrible thing that they missed it. America's Choice live chat. Lisa gets to do like how Dr. Will got to talk on the internet with fans, and Eric ends up talking to her through the chat, which was adorable. And Lisa by now has also figured out that Danielle and Jason have been working together the whole time. Which, I mean, by now should be pretty obvious. But Danielle and Jason have done a great job at keeping this on the down low. So, there's a lot of time taken with it, but when it comes down to it, Jason has to evict one of the two women, and he decides to evict Amy. So for the second time of the season, Amy is evicted and, on her way back out into the world to prepare to vote for the winner. My final thoughts on Amy's game is she didn't really have one. She played terribly, and because of her obnoxiousness was voted out early. Then came back, got Kiara out, mostly because of jealousy. Kind of just wandered her way, but was a block star. Block bait, and just was nominated every time, and just was such a non-threat that she got this far. Amy, pretty bad gameplay, all in all, gotta say. But she got 4th place, so, good for her. Then, the first part of the final HOH is they're in the pool and they got to hold on to a key. And Jason and Danielle end up letting go. Lisa wins part 1 and goes to part 3. And Danielle, now she knows she's in a pickle. She knows things are not great. Because now it's her versus Jason in part 2. Which is the multiple task thing around the house. It's similar to Big Brother 2 where they have to go wash a window, eat a PB&J sandwich, stuff like that. Jason will win part 2. So now, Danielle's fate's completely in Jason and Lisa's hands. And then there's basically, a past house guest question for the part 3. And Lisa ends up winning. Danielle's like, oh, crap. This really turned around on me. And she decides, you know what? I'm going to take the chance. I'm going to take Danielle to the end. I'm sorry, Jason. I must evict you. And of course, Jason says, hey, no problem. I understand. Congratulations, ladies. Final 2 of Big Brother 3. My final thoughts on Jason's game is Jason was absolutely, one, a great human being to watch on the show. Seemed like a great guy. And 2, he was very strategic and very smart. And working with Danielle was the perfect decision because both of them were, they didn't have romantic interests in the game. They weren't distracted by anything other than they wanted to win. So they came together through that mutual understanding and were just trading info, playing both sides. Jason was able to be close with Kiara and Roddy, while Danielle was able to be close with Marcellus and Lisa. And they could play both sides against each other, let the fireworks happen, and because of that, Jason and Danielle didn't touch the block until the final 3. That's pretty amazing. That 2 people in the final 3 did not get nominated until there was no one else to nominate but them. Truly wonderful gameplay by Jason. I am a little sad he never returned. So then the jury comes in, and everybody is pissed off at Danielle, except for Jason, of course, and Josh, who's like, hey, if I could have done what she did, I would have done it too. Like, she played us, and good for her. That's how this game is supposed to be played. So respect to Josh, and everybody. People just won't let things go. This is a super bitter jury, and part of the bitterness is because they got to go home and watch the show, so they saw Danielle's diary room sessions, and that's very bad because, this whole thing is the whole reason why in Big Brother 4 onward, there's a jury that is sequestered. They do not let the jury watch the show because that influences decisions. So, I'm glad that changed after Big Brother 3, but it is a darn shame that the jury votes, and by 9-1, Lisa wins Big Brother 3. Danielle Reyes will be the runner-up. My final thoughts on Danielle is I thought she played a perfect game. She really did. Wasn't nominated till the end. Her and Jason were able to pit both sides. Every strength that Jason had is a strength to Danielle. And also, as Roddy was trying to put his claws into Jason, she managed to pry them off and to get Roddy out of the house. She had to fight like hell, but she got it done. She was met with a lot of adversity, and she overcame it every time. And honestly, she played just a pitch-perfect game. My final thoughts on Lisa and her skills for the game. Up until Eric's eviction, she didn't have any. She was social, she was likable, but she had no idea about the strategy of Big Brother. Once Eric was evicted, her and Danielle collaborated, and she learned the game from Danielle. So because of that, I think Danielle was a more deserving winner. But Lisa did not piss people off, and because of that, she won. I think she deserved it. I think she's a good winner, but Danielle would have been a much better end to this season. But we'll talk more about Danielle Reyes in Big Brother All-Stars. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's the final chapter for Big Brother 3. Season is probably one of my favorites. Like I said, I'll do a ranking of it, when I'm done with them all. But really, really gotta show my love for BB3. So tune in next time. Where I'm gonna be covering Big Brother 4. We're going to the X Factor next. Can't wait to talk about that. Thanks, Nerd Nation. Again, I'm Mac Taylor. Have a good night.